Hey, Shalom, Yasharallah, peace be unto the nation of Israel, whom automated they so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Specklebird Israelites, being Israelite foreigners, scattered across the four corners of the earth, including within America, Babylon the Great, the main place for captivity, and we are the Most High, Yahweh, chosen people of the nation of Israel. So without further ado, as always, in Allah Shwan Kadash, being the holy tongue is in the Paleo Hebrew, meaning the ancient Hebrew. I'm going to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom is the God of the living, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashak, Abishai, Barach, Wadash, which means all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten and anointed Son, Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit, whom is our strength and our Redeemer, and our light and our salvation. In the same tongue, I'm utter my Shana, Kabawadim, Lahasakwanium, Shal, Gadawarabakab, many double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, and Shalom honors and salutations to Bayashad Awadah, meaning the house of David, of the one-third elect remnant of the nation of Israel, along with the rest of the one-third elect men, women, and children of Israel. This is your fellow servant, Malak Rayah, which back at it again with the third installment of the lesson entitled Trump issues evacuation order for citizens of Tehran, in so many words, which Tehran is the capital of Iran. Now, this is the third installment of this video topic of Trump's warning to Tehran, Iran's capital, regarding the citizens of Tehran to evacuate. Regarding the ongoing tensions between the Iranians and their proxy militants against the Israeli military, the Israeli forces on behalf of the Israeli government. All right, so Salakia, in advance, Wat the Wada for you Akim, if you Akwat tuning in, bearing with me, regarding these ongoing installments. For Esau been fucking with the channel heavy, shadow banning the channel, causing the videos to buffer when with no overbearing heat on the device that I've been using to record and go live with my phone. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the third installment of this lesson, in hopes that this lesson is further edifying and exhorting to the elect. All right, so this lesson is prefaced off of this recent tweet by Trump, all right, entitled, as I go ahead and quote him anyway, Iran should have signed a deal I told them to sign. What a shame and waste of human life. Okay, which is a further declaration of war to make that statement. Okay, those are pretty alarming words from a U.S. president, towards a foreign enemy. Okay, that would not come across as a sincere warning, but rather a disingenuous warning for those people to evacuate that particular area to avoid destruction. All right. So he said, simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Says everyone should immediately evacuate Iran, or Tehran, which is the capital of Iran. Okay. Now, the reason why this so-called warning was interesting is because there's been a lot of information that has come out that Trump has co-signed the Israeli state's war on Iran, okay, including most recently within a G7 summit meeting, okay, where Trump was reported to be the sole supporter rather of the go-ahead for the Israeli government to continue, attacking Iran, because he's just another puppet, for the Israeli Mossad, okay, doing the bidding of the Zionist bankers, the throne of iniquity, the rulers of the darkness of this world, in Ephesians 6 chapter. Okay, this is why he's been responsible for a lot of smokescreen statements to try to keep, the masses, mainly within America, docile and oblivious to what the intricate plans of the conspiracies of these devils truly are, which is to spearhead the satanic NWO, okay, by perpetuating, provoking these wars, whether economically based, full-fledged military based, so forth. All right, and this is why these particular areas in the so-called Middle East and Western Asia are pivotal for this agenda to come to fruition. Or even though it's not going to be successful, they're still going to carry out with this plan. And attacking Iran was always a part of the plan. All right, to further substantiate that information, I'm going to bring out a couple of articles and briefly just go through them. Okay, this is on Zero Hedge, entitled "Trump Vetoed Israeli Plan to Assassinate Ayatollah Khamenei" report. Okay, so supposedly it was reported that Trump had, vetoed the assassination attempt on the life of the leader of the Israeli government to cease. Okay, when all actuality, this has been further confirmed as a smokescreen for the fact that Trump is obviously with the destruction of Iran regarding that regime change that the Israeli government wants. Hence why they replaced Bashar al-Assad in Syria with an al-Qaeda leader, which that's supposed to be the same group that was behind Blind 11. So you devils are being exposed, okay, to the point to where you're coming with great wrath, knowing that you have but a short time, because the narratives of your lying wonders are just about up, and nobody's really going for your bullshit anymore. So despite the report of him vetoing the quote-unquote the Israeli plan to assassinate Ayatollah Khamenei, which further confirms that they're trying to assassinate Khamenei. So even when these devils tell white lies, they expose themselves. So just to further confirm, that's a smokescreen through plausible deniability, another political tactic. Let's segue over to this next article on Zero Hedge, entitled "Trump Rejects Netanyahu's Request to Join the War as the Israelis Needs Large U.S. Bunker Buster Bombs." So this further confirms that the U.S. is already integrated within the Iran conflict. Okay, because that was always the plan. Hence the G7 summit, the recent G7 summit meeting between the world's most powerful and prominent economical nations. Okay, that just met around the time of the annual Bilderberg Group Council that just recently took place around the same time of the G7 Council meeting, which the Bilderberg Group Council, consists of the world's most powerful and wicked global elite. Okay, that gather to discuss these nefarious plans to bring forth the satanic NWO, which includes discussing how they would handle this Iran situation, how they would go about attacking them. This is what the whole G7 summit was all about. Okay, so segueing over to this next article to further confirm that Trump has been talking out of the side of his mouth, being a double talker. Another characteristic of Esau Edom. Says on Zero Hedge, Trump hints at possible U.S. entry into war amid stepped-up Israeli daytime attacks on Tehran. So he admitted that America's already integrated within this U.S. conflict. Okay, so before I play these videos, I want to play this quick clip of on Secular Talk, by Kyle Kalinske, which he's been going in on this information regarding Iran and the Israelis, the Amalekites. So I'm going to play this video in fair use.
Hey, have you ever been told you have a nice voice? Well, what if I told you you could turn your voice into this place, and then boom, they attacked and killed him. So don't fall for the bullshit, don't fall for the head fakes. Iran's energy infrastructure situation right now. Iran's South Pars gas field struck, shutting down 12 million cubic meters of gas production per day. Shahran oil field in western Tehran on fire after Israeli strike.
Okay, so that, and so by way of what he just said, a lot of people in Tehran have been struggling to get out of there because of the gas, the crude, the gas being compromised by the Amalekites over there. You see, so in retaliation, Iran has attacked, the oil, the sources of oil, over there within the Holy Land. Okay, because their entire, this further reveals the entire, plot to bring destruction upon Iran, to remove Ayatollah Khamenei from the equation and replace him with a puppet government, just like they try to assassinate Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela and replace him with Juan Guaido. See, so this is the modus operandi or track record of you damn devils, you Edomites. All right.
Israeli strikes hit 2 oil depots in Tehran, setting them on fire. Iran says production at world's largest gas field has been partially suspended due to Israeli strike. Multiple oil refineries in Iran are reportedly on fire. Iran currently produces 3.3 million barrels of crude oil per day, or about 3.5% of global supply. At the current pace, we were set to witness one of the largest one-day increases in oil prices in 20 years. Holy shit. So they're now officially going after Iran's oil infrastructure. But wait for it, because Iran did the same thing right back to Israel. Breaking: Iranian missile strikes Haifa as retaliation begins. Iran launched a hybrid attack on Israel, combining missiles and drones targeting key cities, according to Iran's official news agency. Channel 13 reports that missiles struck the northern coastal city of Haifa and the nearby town of Tamra. Al Jazeera's journalist here notes the attack on Haifa was expected, as the area is home to Israeli gas fields. This appears to be Iran's initial retaliation for Israel's recent strikes on the South Pars gas field near Bushehr and the Abadan oil refinery. Iranian officials.
Another thing I wanted to say also to further confirm that, you know, America's already involved in this Iranian conflict with the Israelis is that the United States Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, appointed that position, just recently came out and admitted that Iran is not developing a nuclear weapon. So that goes against all the talking narratives of Esau's propaganda, pro-war propaganda to justify attacking Iran. So this further confirms that you devils losing your power because you have division, you have internal division within your own empire. Okay, so let's go ahead and play a couple of videos. All right, let me get some scriptures. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, I'm going to play this video here. All right, so by way of them Israeli hypersonic missiles being fired upon, or those hypersonic missiles the Israelis have been using rather, upon Iran, you know, has resulted in, as I said here, water pipes exploding, leading into sewage floods, within the streets. Okay. Hence Trump's warning, because these devils are planning something, okay, major in Iran. Okay. So this is I'm going to start off in the book of Jeremiah 51 and 45, and it says, my people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yashai. And that my is a possessive pronoun referring to the Israelites. Okay, those who are married to the Lord. It says in Jeremiah 3 and 14, married meaning joined together, because the only holy nation the Lord created is the Israelites, joined onto Him through the holy covenant. Hence why they got exiled out of Jerusalem for their deliberate and blatant disobedience against the law, statutes, commandments, against the Heavenly Father Yahweh by perpetually and blatantly, or in this case perpetually and deliberately breaking the law, statutes, commandments. Okay. Hence why, though these people the Israelites had curses placed on them, identified as the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, Israelite foreigners of that same bloodline or pedigree. So this is Jeremiah. So we're the prophets of Jerusalem are warning our people to conform from this place before it gets destroyed, to avoid being caught up in this destruction. Jeremiah 51:46, and lest your heart faint and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor. And violence in the land, ruler against ruler, and ultimately it's gonna take place in America. But this war is gonna start. This war is mainly going to take place in the land of America, Babylon the Great, but it's going to start in the so-called Middle East, okay, which involves those who are perpetuating this war, the condom hats, condom hat gutter rats over there, perpetrating to be the Lord's chosen. Jeremiah 49:20. We get this in the NIV, all the way down to verse 22. It says, "Listen to the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshah's plans against Edom and the people of Teman," which Teman represents the intelligence of Edom, which are the modern-day Germans, hence the same demographic or the same people behind the Manhattan Project, okay, developing the atomic bombs dropped on the biblical Ammonites, which are the Japanese over there in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that Tulsi Gabbard, the United States Director of National Intelligence, just further reminded people of. Why? Because that's a further simulation of their nuclear war that they're promoting through predictive programming. Okay, so these are more rumors of wars that we're hearing that's ultimately going to take place in the land of America, the sinful kingdom, to purge this place of its filth, its fornication, the whoredom, the sodomy, hence Pride Month, which is oddly enough microchip month. You see? So Jeremiah 49:20, listen to the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshah's plans against Edom and the people of Teman. Even the little children will be dragged off like sheep, and their homes will be destroyed. Verse 21 in the NLT says, the earth will shake with the noise of Edom's fall, and its cry of despair will be heard all the way to the Red Sea. Okay? All right, which is around the Persian Gulf, the Euphrates River, around the dragons of Arabia, which are the so-called Muslim countries. The same dragons of Arabia in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, they're going to be involved in this last world's war because they're going to be dragged into it, okay, by the least of the flock to draw them out, as it says in Jeremiah 49:20 in the King James Version, okay? But this is Jeremiah 49:22 in the NIV. And it says, look, the enemy swoops down like an eagle, spreading his wings over Basra. And all right, Basra is the capital of Edom, all right, representing the Edomites, all right, the Caucasian folks who proclaim to be white, going back to 1681, which is a social construct to profess themselves to be pure, holy, and other similar synonyms to the word white. So it says, behold, he shall come up and fly like the eagle, all right, and spread his wings over Basra. The heart of the mighty men of Edom in that day shall be like the heart of woman in birth. That's actually the wrong version. You know what? I read Slakia. Jeremiah 49:20. I read the NLT. Let me get the NIV. Slakia for that. It says, therefore, hear what the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshah's plan against Edom, what he has purposed against those who live in Teman. The young of the flock will be dragged away. Their past shall be a part of their fate. And the young of the flock of the house of Basra or Edom, okay, is Amalek. All right, then, the smaller civilization of the house of Edom, okay, which are those condom hat gutter rats in the Holy Land perpetuating to be us. Okay, that are fulfilling prophecy of leading these other nations out into this war. Okay, so Jeremiah 49:21 in the NIV, and it says, at the sound of their fall, the earth will tremble; their cry will resound to the Red Sea, because at the sound of their fall, the earth will tremble. Okay, and mainly including by way of the impact of these ICBM missile warheads, okay, on the shores of this realm of Earth, mainly America, Babylon the Great, because the holy city, okay, inhabited by the Gentiles, that the condom hat gutter rats, prophesied in St. Luke the 21st chapter, are being revealed, and they will be visited with fires. It's prophesied in Revelation 20:9. So, and it's going to happen around the Red Sea, or in those areas around the Red Sea and in Western Asia. This is Jeremiah 49:22 in the NIV. And it says, look, an eagle soar and swoop down, spreading its wings over Basra. In that day, the hearts of Edom's warriors will be like the heart of a woman in labor. All right, regarding Esau's military. In all 6 branches of Esau's military in America, they'll be fully immersed in this war, being destroyed. Okay, by their foreign enemies through these ICBM missile warheads, the thermonuclear fire, radiation, including by the concentrated heat of Yahweh and the angels through the chariots. Okay. The angelic vehicles Esau has declassified as UFOs and UAPs through his alphabet agencies. So this is Jeremiah 15:22. Says, a sound of battles in the land and of great destruction. How is a hammer the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid and we did a video, we did a live a couple of days ago on was it Monday? Okay, further confirming that America is Babylon. We actually did a class on that several months ago. Okay, and so if I could come across those clips, I'll go ahead and leave it in the description box post-production, at some point, okay, or in the comment section. But it says here, Jeremiah 15:24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. And these snares, these traps, includes these bombardments of ICBM missile warheads, which at this point it started with hypersonic missiles, okay, on behalf of Iran, regarding that conflict between them and the Israelis, but it's going to transition to nuclear war. So this is Jeremiah 15:25. The Lord, Yahweh by Shemashai, hath opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord God, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. Okay? All right? In the land of the Chaldeans, referring to the warlocks of the Neo-Babylonian Empire of the Assyrians, is also a spiritual alias to America regarding the Assyrian Empire, known as a bloody nation. Hence, Nahum 3:1, it says, woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. And America is the epitome of that description. Hence, the other spiritual alias of America, Assyria, corresponding with America, as it has various other spiritual aliases, such as Egypt, the virgin daughter of Babylon, so forth. So, and this is going to involve the dragons of Arabia in this conflict. So this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 28, and it says, behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east. All right. Then the kings of the east in Revelation 16:12, in the northeastern hemisphere and those surrounding areas, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as a wind upon earth, and that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. All right. And here's the point, verse 30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as a wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Okay, so we've already drawn the conclusion that the modern day Assyrians in this biblical context of prophecy is referring to the modern day Assyrian empires in America, Babylon the Great. Okay, at the hand of the Carmanians, the rest of the dragons of Arabia, through the Muslim nations of Ishmael, the modern day Arabs, Elam, the modern day Persians and such, okay, under the wing of Russia, prophesied in Ezekiel 38:7. So who to further confirm the Carmanians, are talking about the Iranians. let's go ahead and bring out this information. Carmania, regarding the region of Carmania, is a historical region that approximately corresponds to the current province of Kurdistan, Iran. Okay, hence the origin of the term Carmania back to Kurdistan. Okay, it says, and was a province of many Iranic empires, such as Medes, as in the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, of the forefathers of the Persians, okay, that ran that empire, okay, and which ended up changing the name, okay, which ended up, the people known as the Persians, aka Carmanians, of the people of Iran, ended up changing their name, okay, further confirming who they are. So let's go ahead and get that real quick. Persia changed to Iran. In 1935, Persia officially changed its name to Iran. And that's all we need to read at that point. Okay, so these are Iranians, likened to the Carmanians, are the same bloodline of the Persians, the ancient Persians, as we just read. Okay, regarding this information here of the Carmanians corresponding to the modern day Iranians, who were previously known as the Persians. Okay, now let's get this final information here. On timemaps.com, history of Elam. says the southwest corner of Iran was known in the ancient world as Elam. That's all we need to read. See? So these Carmanians, aka Iranians, formerly known as the Persians, are the bloodline of the biblical nation of Elam. And there's prophesied judgment to fall upon them. Jeremiah 49 and 37. Because it's not just a self-proclaimed white man that has hell coming to him through this last world's war. Okay? Along with these other heathen nations. Okay? This would include you Elamites. Okay? For enslaving the children of Israel for about 206 years, from 539 BCE to 333 BCE. Okay? From the time of Cyrus the Great in 539 BCE, around that time. Okay? Up until you fell by Alexander the Greek around 333 BC. So that's about 206 years you Elamites had us in slavery. So this is Jeremiah 49 and 37. It says, "For I will cause Elam to be dismayed before their enemies, and before them that seek their life, and I will bring evil upon them, even my fierce anger, saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And I will send the sword after them till I have consumed them." Okay? Now let's go to get this, what this manner sword is talking about in the modern day sense. It says in Isaiah 9 and 5, you know, man, let me get that real quick. Isaiah 9 and 5. "For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and field of fire." Meaning what? This last war's war, Armageddon, aka World War III, is not going to be fought in the traditional sense with, modern day shields and helmets and bucklers and catapults. Okay, at least within the Dark Ages, catapults are prevalent, but bow and arrows, none of that, but rather proverbial bow and arrows, or arrows, which are the nukes, the flying swords. I'm gonna go to, they're gonna produce fire. All right, this thermonuclear fire. All right, 2nd Ezra 15 and 41, and it reads, "Fire and hail and flying swords and many waters, that all fields may be full and all rivers with the abundance of great waters." All right. All right, so this fire and hail, right, this hailstorm, all right, pursuant to Revelation 16 chapter, is going to be produced by this, by these flying swords, these nukes, these flying swords, same flying swords in Isaiah 34 chapter. Okay, "And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood and grass of the meadows and their corn, and they shall go steadfastly to Babylon and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her. The star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up into the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. And they that remain under her shall do service unto them that have put her in fear." All right, so this place has destruction destined for it on behalf of these nukes. Okay, by way of the kings of the east, prophesied in Revelation 16 and 12. All right, the same multitude, okay, of the east, regarding the kings of the east that'll release these nukes. Jeremiah 50 and 9, "For I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country," okay, from the east, as we just read in 2nd Ezra 15 and 28. "And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain." So they're not gonna just stop at attacking Amalek in the Holy Land and Esau through their military bases surrounding Iran and their allies such as Russia and so forth. But they're gonna aim for the source eventually, and that's America, Babylon the Great. When these arrows shot of a mighty expert man that will not miss their mark, as it says in Jeremiah the 50th chapter. All right, matter of fact, actually I believe it's that 2nd Ezra the 16th chapter. But so with that, let's go and play a couple more of these videos. I'm going to start winding down. they're reporting that Elam, the modern Iranians, have eliminated at least 21 people over there within the Holy Land, where at least 78 people have reportedly been put to death by way of the hypersonic missiles the Israelis have used in Iran. So this thing is getting hot and heavy quick. Okay. I gotta rewind that. Let me see. So not only has Amalek been attacking their nuclear sites, looking to destroy the uranium enrichment. It was that key, nuclear chemical that develops nuclear weapons on behalf of Iran. Hence why Trump rescinded from the JCPOA Iran nuclear deal to further wage war on Iran, murdering their top military commander, Soleimani, in 2020. Because this attack on Iran was all orchestrated. Look at this. At least 224 people have been put to death in Iran since Friday attacks, Iran officials said. Sheesh. I'm going to continue. Hey, man, all hell's breaking loose. Play this last video.
טיפולים בכוח, השמדנו, מפקד חיל האוויר לשינויים הכי...
آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم
So you can see there was an Iranian news anchor that was in the midst of reporting, including reporting on the situation with the Israelis, while experiencing the attack and hearing it and feeling it. So this thing, like, once again, is getting hot and it's getting heavy quick. All right, all ultimately going into the judgment upon the Elamites and you condom hat gutter rats over there, and all you heathen nations that have touched the nation of Israel. All right, contributing to the affliction and oppression of the nation of Israel. Jeremiah 49 and 37. For I will cause Elam to be dismayed before their enemies and before them that seek their life, and I will bring evil upon them, even my fierce anger, saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai, and I will send the sword after them till I have consumed them. And we already confirmed, these flying swords will be involved. We just read in 2 Ezra 15 and 41. And I will set my throne in Elam, and I will destroy them from thence the king and the princes, saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai. But it shall come to pass in the latter days that I will bring again the captivity of Elam, saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai. So you Elamites are going into slavery as well, along with Esau and these other nations, these other heathen nations. Ultimately, for what this prophecy is getting ready to explain, Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. So you spoiled us during the 206 years of rulership during the Medo-Persian Empire, around that time frame. So we're going to spoil you back. All right. Well, now we're witnessing your destruction. Okay. So this is verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. All right. It says in Zephaniah the 2nd chapter, where that nation I desire because of the curses, being considered a byword in the proverb. Jeremiah 30:18. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. So just like it says in Joel the 3rd chapter, the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yashai is going to bring back the captivity of the nation of Israel, both kingdoms, Judah and Israel, so-called Negroes and indigenous. So that's the aftermath of the destruction in this last world's war. So I don't write this out. This lesson for the edifying his order to elect. And all praises to Yahweh by Shem Yashai Barach once again. And double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone once again for teaching and ruling well. And shalom, honors and salutations to Bayashah Dawadah, the house of David, along with the rest of the 1/3 elect men and women and children of Israel. All right, so Abba Ball, Wama Wath Ball, soon and very soon, and on to the next one.